All right, biggest Bama recruiting bust of all time, starting with the number one quarterback in the country coming out of high school in 2012, Philip Sims. Never started at Alabama, ended up losing the job to A.J. McCarron, transferred out to Virginia. And honestly, his biggest accomplishment might have just been a great value-looking version of Derrick Henry. Up next, linebacker Ben Davis, who was supposed to be a headhunter. Coming out of high school, he was the number 10 overall player in the country, number one linebacker in the country. Wasn't a headhunter. He was more just like a linebacker version of Hunter Renfrow. He was in college for roughly 17 years. He somehow redshirted 4 years in a row at Alabama and then transferred out to Texas, which is where all dreams go to die. He did, however, get a shot in the CFL, and he's currently there. Eddie Williams, the number one athlete in the country in his recruiting class. This guy right here, who's mean mugging the camera, turned out to be pretty mean, and he actually mugged somebody. Even worse, he did it with some of his teammates where they jumped somebody on campus, beat them up, and stole their credit card and student card so they could buy snacks. If you don't have snack money, listen, there's a lot of reasons to be physical. Not to get Three Musketeers, Eddie. Not great. All right, up next, Blake Barnett, or as I like to call him, West Coast Brody Croyle, because very few players have had this much hype and excitement around them coming into campus as Blake Barnett did. Five-star quarterback out of California. That lasted about roughly 12 minutes. It was over and done with in the first quarter against USC when Jalen Hurts clearly became QB1. Blake Barnett ended up leaving, went to South Florida, married a surfer, and has been most recently seen taking L's on Twitter to other former Bama quarterbacks about NFTs. Ayabi Anoma, the number 4 overall player in the country in 2018, was at Bama for 2 years before being dismissed by the university, which is tough to do. Then went to Houston, got kicked out of there as well, played 1 year at UT Martin, then went to Michigan, get this guys, left there too, and is now at Charlotte. He's at his 5th school in his college career. Besides HPV and hangovers, nobody has been to more college campuses than Ayabi Anoma. All right, your biggest Bama recruiting bust of all time, Albert Means. Some of you may be a little bit surprised by this, but Albert Means was a 5-star defensive tackle who was really good at football, really bad at cheating and keeping his mouth shut. He wanted $150,000 and got it to commit to Alabama. And then got Bama put on probation and a 2-year bowl ban, loss of 21 scholarships, and then set Bama in a series of events where they only hired guys named Mike and went 5-7 as often as they could. That is your biggest Bama recruiting bust of all time. Thanks for running the program, Albert.